since I haven't been live and I didn't really get a chance to announce this live, but let us go because I have some pretty hardcore updates for all of you guys. And it's going to take a while, but let's delve straight into some amazing astrology. Okay, so today is Sunday, and if there's anybody from the group that joins, please share on our WhatsApp group. All right, so full moon report 2022 December. Okay, so this is in Vedic Taurus. All right, and Vedic Taurus is ruled by Venus. Okay, and the nakshatra this falls on is Rohini Nakshatra. All right, now all the four padas of Rohini fall in sidereal Taurus. All right. Now, Rohini means reddish brown or ever expanding. All right, ever expanding and reddish brown. Both of these definitions have a deeper meaning. So the symbol is a cart driven by two oxen. Now we know that the symbol of Taurus is an ox, and for Rohini, which is the very epitome of Taurus energy, the symbol is that there are two oxen and they are pulling a cart. So this has great significance because it means certain things. When you see a cart driven by two oxen, you think of hard work, labor, building something, growing something, maybe transporting food, maybe think some business deal, right? And Venus is associated with all things business, finances, money. So the deity of this nakshatra is Brahma, and we know that Brahma is one of the trinities, right? Brahma is one of the trinities: Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And Brahma's job is to create, whereas Vishnu's job is to sustain, and Shiva, Maheshwara's job is to dissolve, right? So immediately once you realize that Brahma Prajapati is the deity associated to Rohini, you realize that this nakshatra has something to do with creation, creativity, okay, building something, building a legacy. Now the ruling planet of this nakshatra is the moon, and actually this is very interesting, this particular new moon, full moon, Purnima. Why? Because this is happening in the fourth pada at about 22 degrees, I think, 22 degrees. And it's happening at the fourth pada, right? And the fourth pada is Cancer Navamsa. So here we have the moon, and we know that the Taurus is the exaltation of the moon. Pada 2 is the exaltation of the moon. So here we have moon being in her nakshatra and moon being in her Navamsa, in Cancer Navamsa. So this immediately brings forth a very mothering atmosphere, very nurturing atmosphere, but at the same time, ill-placed planets in Rohini can give you the very opposite of nurturing, very opposite of, mothering. So there's this dichotomy. Usually Rohini nakshatra people are close to their mothers because this is a nakshatra ruled by the moon. Hello. Okay, please, since you're here, I would like to make a little request. Please, if you can, post it in both our groups, because I completely forgot, and I just came live here. I completely forgot to post on the groups. So if anybody can do that, that'd be really amazing. So we've got moon, all right? So a very powerful full moon, obviously, being ruled by moon in her nakshatra as well as in her Navamsa. The moon rules the stomach. Alright, Cancer Navamsa, so Cancer very much rules the stomach. And this Purnima is exactly conjunct Mars. And when we have Mars in a Cancer Navamsa, or literally in Cancer, which is a sign of Mars's fall, then we have complications with stomach. All right, it could be like, intake of food, pitta, dyspepsia, things like that. So just be mindful of what you eat, what you put in your mouth that very day, okay? And actually, this is quite a build up that's happening, because we have some very interesting things happening. Six, we are having Kritika Nakshatra, and then 7th and 8th we are having the Purnimas, and this is Margashirsha Purnima. So Margashirsha Purnima is actually one of the best Purnimas to expand your luck in every way. And of course, there's a very powerful money enhancement. Thank you. And we know that the money enhancement aspects are very strong with this, all right? Now we've got lots of, hormones, because it's Venus rules hormones, Venus rules the throat. So the moon is in a Venus ruled nakshatra, sign, Taurus, right? So there's going to be a lot of hormones and a lot of, upsets, and a lot of, like, complications and stuff with regards to our emotion, what we feel. Now, I've told you that the full moons and the new moons are like the footprint of deity on our consciousness, which is why living with a full moon and new moon cycle that you can internalize as well as externalize actually results in a much no, nothing is fake like that. Every system that is put out there in the world from any culture, there is a deep adherence to truth in it. Tarot is the very immortal, very archetypal dance of our consciousness with primordial imagery. Actually, coming up for Hindustan Times, the upcoming week, I have a ton of work on the tarot that I have been doing. And I've stopped tarot readings and astrology for a bit, but this is an announcement for everybody interested that I am going to start tarot readings for people, just tarot. $150 for just tarot. All right. So if you're interested to work with the primordial imagery of tarot, drop me an email. So nothing is fake. From every single culture, there emanates a system. And whenever there are many people, many adherents to a system, there is an element of truth in it, no matter what. I have started tarot like just the last week. As I said, for Hindustan Times, there's a lot of tarot written work coming up. What is tarot? And for people like you who ask this question, is tarot real or fake? The thing is that these guys at Hindustan Times, they kind of saw my work on the tarot, and because I've become the in-house spiritual columnist for them, we just had a ton of work all this while. We had to lay out our plan for the next 3 months. I had like a ton of documents I had to sign, give them all my GST declarations, this, that. It took a while, but ultimately they were very impressed with the kind of tarot work that I'm doing, and they found that rather unique that I used to do. I've got tons of tarot videos on this channel, all the kinds of readings. So they were rather intrigued by that, and they were like, we definitely want you to do something, to do something with the tarot. So coming up for Hindustan Times HD Digital, you will be able to read all my articles. I have just finished the first piece, and let's see, I'm going to keep you informed on my channel. Videos are very hard to do. Every day I have work. I have my writing. I'm releasing a book on the 10th. So for all the Sri Vidya students of mine, don't waste time. Of course, the pre-booking deal is off now, and the book is 18, but I have a feeling that the book should be a bit more. It's got a ton of information. So even if you're not a Sri Vidya initiate And if you're attracted to Lalita, Tripura, Sundari, Bala, or the five deities of Sri Vidya, essentially there are 113 devis we pay obeisance to in the Meru. But if Sri Vidya is not your life's work, then I don't expect you to be so passionately involved in it. No problem. But you can get a lot of benefits by practicing, say, just Mahaganpati, Bala. So it is after this book, this is kind of an introductory book that I put out. After this, I'm going to get into quite an in-depth analysis of all the deities of Sri Vidya. Emphasis being Mahaganpati. I mean, I've given a lot of information about Mahaganpati. Bala, and I am going to write a separate thing on Bala completely. So all that, tons of books have gone on pre-booking. But please guys, now is the time to support this channel by becoming a member. And as I said, that there's a lot of content coming up on Hindustan Times. There's a ton of content coming up with regards to books. And also, hello, and also a documentary that I am planning. All right, a series of videos on Ashtavinayak. There are 8 Swayambhu. Swayambhu means emerging by itself. Swayambhu Ganapatis all around the Maharashtra. And I intend to, and the Swayambhu Ganapatis are 8. And Uchishta Ganpati in him combines the 8 energies of Ashtavinayak. So my video will be taking you guys to the location, showing you the temple, maybe just talking to a few people about the Ashtavinayaks, and yes. So support in any way by becoming a member of the channel. Okay, I was told by some of my students who use Apple that they have still not opened up memberships for Apple users. I'll take time. I don't even know when I'll be able to go there, because it is straight 5 days of Reiki even before I shoot. And I'm going to have to put together the equipment, the funds. But this is all work in progress, okay? So the book will be released. Hindustan Times work is happening. I'm definitely going to concentrate a lot over there, because, working for such a big publication, it kind of guarantees a user base, right? A reader base. So that's very important for someone like me who's out there trying to, publish my books, because right now I've self-published them. But I do want a big publishing house to take up these books, because they're rather unique. And in the spiritual genre, take these books up and publish them. So I'm on the lookout for a publisher, of course, a producer for this documentary. Initially, I will be investing myself in going to these places, doing the reconnaissance or Reiki. And after that, I need to shoot. And I will edit it myself on Final Draft, but I need to upgrade my equipment. So the thing is that please start off by becoming a member of the channel, or sending a donation to my PayPal, or if you're in India, just drop me an email and I'll send you my phone number, so you can pay me like that. But try to support these ventures, because also the books that I'm writing, there is none like that. You won't find books on deities. You will not find books, and they're in English. So hello. So they're in English, so everybody can read them. You can know what Bala signifies. You see, the minute you think you want to get rid of something, it will come and find you. Don't think of getting rid of sexual thoughts. Why? You're a sexual being. Figure out how you can use that sexual energy to bring about an opening in awareness, an awakening of sorts. Sexual energy is the Swadhisthana chakra. So the Swadhisthana chakra is not only a sex energy, it is the basis of your creative energy. So you have to allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling. If you suppress something, nah, it's going to come back to haunt you. And what will you do? Repress till one day it just comes out like a flood. Real spiritual people don't even think of suppressing anything, because at the end of the day, all of this outward play just becomes that, a play. Once you look internally, the sexual energy just becomes fodder for spiritual growth. So keep that in mind. Suppress something, all hope is lost. So as I was saying, a very heavy moon energy. Why? Because moon is in her nakshatra, Rohini, and then moon is in Cancer Navamsa. How can you worship the goddess through me? I don't know, visualize me as any goddess you want to visualize, and offer whatever it is you want to offer. Mudra, mantra, simple. Faces are just that, impressions, appearances, that's it. No, I'm not Marathi. I am a Marathi by, choice, because I live in Maharashtra, but I am not Marathi. Yes, yes. Pishachis can very, very much possess humans, and what we call negative energy or the evil eye. So, yeah, they can. All right, so let's get straight back to the conversation that we are going to have. We are having. So, red, the color of Rohini, as I said, one meaning is reddish, so red, right? So, I kind of also wore a maroon sari today. Another thing available with me, curated by me, bought and selected by me, Kanchivaram Pattu saris, Mysore crepes, traditional temple saris, and jewelry. So, all of you interested to, buy nice saris that are tried and tested by me, curated by me, drop me an email. For men, I have the same offer. Um, I have the same offer. You can drop me an email and get silk dhotis, depending on which sadhana you are concentrating on. So, red. When we think of red, we think of warmth, passion, fire, and interestingly, so we associate the color red with Mars, and Mars is exactly conjunct the moon and opposite the sun in Rohini, exactly on the same degree, and Mars is retrograde. So, I mean, it's Mars opposite the sun brings about its own challenges, and of course we have the Mars and the moon together, inflaming those passions. Moon is our mind, our emotions, our thoughts, and then we have Mars. The principle of action, lust, the use of spiritual force. So you could theoretically use that spiritual force on the mind. Oh my God, that is a huge one. Moon coming out, exact. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, I couldn't read the whole thing, but let me explain. I have got all the answers to this. So, red, we associate red with warmth, passion. Uh, it's a color of Shakti also. It's a color of menstrual blood through which we come, the color of blood, of course. So, red is a power color, okay, a power color. So, what kinds of things are associated, the archetypes you're looking at? Because when we have a full moon, things are illuminated. Like here you're sitting in the dark room and suddenly a light comes on and you can see everything, right? Or there you're at at the peak of the night and it's really dark, and you know that when it's really dark, it's about to be dawn. So that feeling, right? That's what full moons do. They illuminate. And when they are in a particular sign like Taurus, they illuminate those archetypes. Venus ruled Taurus. Growth, banking, finances, beauty, you know, banking, food industry, how the food we eat, our physical body is Taurus. So these things, we've got to keep in mind that the illumination Please don't write such huge messages, because I get disturbed like that. But if you do, I will read them later anyway. You can leave them there. I will read them later. You don't have to delete them. It's okay. So as I was saying that your psyche or these archetypes get illuminated. So the food you're eating, the way it's formed, the kind of animals you're eating or not eating, right? The way you look after your physical body, exercise you provided, yoga, or maybe you go to the gym, right? Uh, and Taurus always has to do with the weight. If you notice that Taurians are quite heavy, okay, heavy people. Um, so we've got the Taurus archetypes that will be illuminated, and we've got Rohini archetypes that will be illuminated. Now, certain things that I want to, discuss right now is like growing. Rohini is growing, ever expanding. So, time to sit down. If you know what house this falls for you, then better. Otherwise, you can drop me an email and I can tell you. Uh, so, depending on what house this, illumination is happening, those particular traits, those ideas, those concepts come to fruition. Then suddenly you start thinking about them. Taurus is your first house. The focus is literally on your physical body. How much are you eating? Are you a couch potato? Are you moving enough? Are you embodying that archetype of Taurus where you are expanding, you're working hard, you're growing something, right? Do you understand money? So these things. And then Rohini. Rohini, again, expansion, red, passion, lust, sexual longing, right? Hormones, Venus rules hormones. And moon is in her own nakshatra, in her own navamsa. So this kind of, and hello, conjunct Mars. So here we feel this tremendous need to connect. Taurus is all about touching the physical body, okay? Feeling, massages, all this is, if you can get yourself a massage, it'll be good. So think of where you're growing, right? If it's your second house, think of the income, think of self-worth. Third house, local communities, neighborhoods, right? Fourth house, family foundations. Fifth house, children. Are your children growing correctly? Are you giving them the right fodder to grow? So these are things you have to maybe journal, and you will get answers. So you have to think of growing. Think of all kinds of growth that you can bring to your life during Rohini. Creativity, 100 times say creativity, blah, 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 till it means nothing in this world. But you have to be creative. This is the time to be creative, okay? Endurance, trade, is your money making money, or are you investing correctly? If you're not, if you don't know about investing, maybe it's time to invest. If you don't have any money at all, it's time to figure out an income source. So you sit down and you think that how can I grow my money, how can I, because Taurus and Rohini, amazing for business strategies, very good for business strategies. Now, strength, of course. Do I have the strength to face, if it's fourth house, family? If it's fifth house, do I have the strength to face what my lover is bringing into my life? Good or bad? Okay, sometimes it takes strength to also face the good. Abundance. The definition of abundance in your mind. What does it mean to you? Do you feel that you're living an abundant life? Do you feel like there's abundance in your life? If not, how can you bring in more abundance? Simple. These are things you'll have to think about. Strength. Taurus, Rohini both embody strength. So if say you don't have enough physical strength, then you need to kind of work on that, maybe work on your physical strength, go to the gym, exercise, yoga, whatever. If you don't have the mental strength, you've got to work on it. Emotions are gonna, I said, be AWOL at this time. So now when we think of Brahma, we think of creation, right? And Brahma's consort is Saraswati. And Saraswati is none other than Matangi. So Matangi Mudra, and the beach is Ain. Okay, Ain. So the beach being Ain, you can just chant Aim, 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 and you can hold Matangi Mudra. One very simple way to do this is hold the Yoni Mudra. The Yoni Mudra is a simple Yoni Mudra. Matangi Mudra. Alright, also Sarvavashankari Mudra. Sarvavashankari Mudra. If you want to control yourself. Because there is an energy to Taurus that needs control, right? Like how when you go on the cart and the two oxen are pulling you, lugging you forward, you got to know how to control them. Like think of the Chariot card in the tarot, right? It's a card of Cancer, and we have this of course in Cancer Navamsa. So Cancerian concepts and Nakshatra ruled by the moon. So you think about that control. Are you controlling where you're going? Are you going to go left? Are you going to go right? If you don't know how to control the oxen, then you're going to just be chucked, right, from the cart. So the point of control, Sarvava Shankari. So you can just hold this, put your thumbs in. Upangshu Padvati Japa, which is what we would say in Hindi, Budh Buddha ke jap karna. So how you ask, your lips are moving, but your voice is also, you're throwing your voice, but nobody else should be able to hear it. Okay, if they're right next to you, they can. Anyway, you should do mantra practice by yourself, unless you and your husband are initiated by your guru together. Okay, so if not, then you shouldn't be doing mudras, mantras in front of anybody. So Sarvava Shankari. You hold the Sarvava Shankari and say, Aim, 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 Aim. Saraswati stotras and Saraswati mantras are powerful, or you can just opt for Matangi, the tantric version of exactly. So the person who said you're born in Rohini Nakshatra, oh my God, look at the pada, okay, look at the pada, and then you'll just know so much more, right? Somebody just put on a really powerful halogen on my face, like, okay, this lady is doing a video on her balcony and possibly needs more light. All right. Okay, so we are now going to dissect the energies of the new moon. So moon is bringing forth her energy, right? It is she's placed there, and she is sitting in her nakshatra, and she's sitting in her navamsa. And of course we have Venus, and Venus is about to shift signs. Oh my God, I had to come here and make this update because so many planetary movements this month. So let's gear up, because there's a ton of energy that'll be available right now for us to change the blueprint of our karma. And it's coming, okay? So be ready. Now, Rohini is a masculine nakshatra though, but there's something uber feminine about it. Why? I'll tell you. It is the story of how Rohini is the most beautiful wife of Soma Chandra, and how Soma is so enthralled, enamored by her, that he doesn't want to visit his 26 other wives. No. He wants to stay with Rohini. So there's something quite beautiful about this, I'll tell you. Now, there's uber feminine quality attached to this Cancer Navamsa. So, again, breasts can be very tender, stomach, pregnancies, very, very fertile, Nakshatra Rohini. And especially that Cancer Navamsa, very, very fertile. So, if you're looking to get pregnant, great. If you're not looking to get pregnant, you know what to do. Be safe, is all I'm saying, okay? So uber feminine, it's absolutely okay for men to tune into a more feminine side to their personality. All right, so male logical, analytical, feminine intuitive, creative, nurturing. So, when I say that men, imbibe feminine qualities, I don't mean you have to wear a sari and start talking like a woman. Although cross-dressing is absolutely okay by me, and I think that for some men, cross-dressing can be a very healing tool. Because when someone's uber masculine and they have too much of the toxic masculinity, I think just wearing something a woman does that is glamorous and beautiful, wearing those high heels can indeed bring about a transformation. So cross-dressing, cool. I'm all up for it. But the thing is that for most men who are like, yeah, cross-dressing, yeah, what is she talking about? All I'm saying is that you can just be creative. You can just nurture someone that day, and that is being in touch with your feminine side. So that, yeah, it is a dramatic, I agree, it is a dramatic practice, but if a man has too much toxic masculinity and he realizes that, okay, I am just a tool of toxic patriarchy, what do I do? How do I change myself? So maybe stepping out of his shoes, he can step literally into the shoes of a woman and experience life, even if it is just for a day. So there is a way to counter that uber masculine side by just tuning into the feminine characteristics like intuition, just connection, creativity, patience. So all of that. There is going to be a lot of beauty, a lot of charm to this new moon. So, we might find ourselves wanting to look beautiful, feel beautiful. So, Venus also deals with perfumes and performances. So, application of, wax with essential oils. If you're not into toxic perfumes and you don't want to, use toxic perfumes, and just a little bit of wax with essential oil, that is edible essential oil, of course, that you can use, like, that's not harmful. And then you can make yourself a little perfume with wax, beeswax, and you can melt that and you can just apply it every day, and you can apply it whenever you want. So there's not like, okay, you are injecting carcinogenic stuff through perfumes. So perfumes and smells, Venus rules all that. So beauty products, wanting to beautify ourselves, cosmetic procedures, maybe lip plumping, maybe permanent eyelashes. But remember that Mars is sitting with Moon. So in a sense, it might not be the best thing to do right now because, Mars is also retrograde. So think before you try to drastically alter your appearance, because there will be a need to do this. Am I looking good? Am I fit enough? So all these things are going to come up and you're going to resolve them. Charm, we can ooze charm that day depending on which house it is, or we can have somebody ooze, depends on your karma. I know people who have been reciting Lalita Sahasranama for years, and they tell me that nothing has happened. Hanuman Chalisa for years. It all depends on your karma. All depends on your power to do sadhana, and how dedicated you are to your deity. Simple. So as I was saying, that we've got charm, charisma, that we're going to ooze charm and charisma, or somebody very charming and charismatic is going to come into our life. I actually have the tarot with me, so we could do some tarot after if I have some time. It's such a long report. So there's going to be fine taste. So, good food is a must that day, right? And cook something delicious, especially if you're, inviting your lover at your place, or you guys have a plan to do something together. Fine dining, of course, if you can afford to go to a good restaurant, like some kind of like terrace restaurant with a beautiful, majestic view of the city you live in. All of that depends on your sadhana. That's how you charm the goddess, your love for the goddess. So, yeah. Charisma, fine taste. So, good food, good wine if you're drinking. If you're not, then maybe an iced tea, a peach iced tea. You know what I like. So, fine, something fine that day, some nice clothes, possibly a hair wash, and like a little blow dry, or a little. Don't cut your hair that very day, but do it like before that, so that day you're like ready and you don't have to do anything. So we've got business skills. Many people, why are you asking me if I know Hindi? I already have a very big show on TV in Hindi. Hello. So why are you asking me that? Don't talk shit on the thing, right? It is not an accent actually. It is received pronunciation, which is known as BBC English. It is not an accent. It is accent-free English. So there, it's not an accent. I'm so fed up of people just talking crap on the live shows. No crap, please. Now I don't have a moderator anymore, so I'm going to have to moderate, But getting back to this is business skills. So if you're looking at some kind of, business that you want to launch, a website, it's a good time to either consult with someone about it, get an expert opinion, or just work on honing your own business skills. Because this energy is gonna want you, it's gonna have you wanting to do something. If you have an idea, if you have like many paintings, if you're a painter, say for instance, if you have a documentary idea, or you want to write a book, fiction or non-fiction, it's gonna come to you, okay? And if you just want to trade, if you just want to do business, shares, stocks, crypto, all of this is coming to you as ideas. Now you gotta ground them. And Rohini and Taurus are amazing for grounding. Earth, lung, Prithvi Tattva, earth element. So definitely a powerful manifestation. Sometimes you have the energy where you can think creative things, right? You can come up with ideas, you can think of creative things. But this is an energy that says, all right, enough with the thinking. What are you going to do now? Let's do something. Can we? So you see, you understand the difference, right? Sometimes like, I don't want to move, I don't want to do anything. I'm not going to read that huge message, but whatever it is I read, sorry, great. So, as I said, that you've got to develop, hone your business skills, or get expert opinion. So, whatever business you want to do, you should now launch it. Get on it, okay? Do it. Don't just sit on your posterior and say, oh, I'm going to do it someday, I'm going to do it one day. No, the full moon, Margashirsha Purnima in Vrishabha Rashi, now. Do it now. Yeah, Gemini, you mean, are you tropical, Western tropical Gemini? Because if you are Western tropical Gemini, then you are Taurus. It's just 24 degrees. You're Taurus in Vedic. So whatever it is, it's, and if you are Vedic Gemini, then it is your second house. Yeah, I will get there. I will get there. So, We've got business skills that you've got to hone. We've got an intense longing for sex, passion, love at this point. So, you know, be safe. Mars is conjunct the moon. So, sexually transmitted diseases can spread. So be safe about that, okay? Now, pretty much Rohini is a very chilled out kind of nakshatra. Like they get along with every. My dad is Rohini. So his moon is in Rohini and in Pada too, which is like the exaltation of the moon. So it's very chilled out. You know, they love to help people. They love to give people. So they love to get along with people. So get along with people, meet someone who's important to you. Find time to do something that is creative, artistic, even if it's fine dining, even if it's just going to a museum, even if it's watching a good film. All right, so that. And the best part about Rohini natives is they know how to use the material world for financial gain, as well as they know how to use the material world to build something. That's why they can make money. They understand how to use things. So this is very, very important. So this for you is your third house, Cancer ascendants. Anyway, this is in Cancer Navamsa also. So it's in your third house, local neighborhoods, siblings, communication, maybe an interview. Maybe you already went for an interview and you may get some good news, right? Anyway, we are going to do tarot reading. So let's just quickly hurry up with this. And very Rohini, so as I was saying, that they know how to use the material world. So when the full moon, Margashira Purnima, is on Rohini Nakshatra, is in Rohini Nakshatra, at that point we will also be able to use the material world. What's there? What's right in front of us? How can we use it? How can we work with it? How can we better it? So this becomes available to us as a collective. So be very mindful of what you're doing, because it's just pleasure is a big part of this. You have to find pleasure in what you're doing. If you're upset this day, if you're like, oh my God, I hate life, I hate these people I'm sitting with, I hate this food I'm eating, you will not get abundance. You will not be blessed. If you are not happy with the people you are with, go somewhere else, do something else. And I would say, even if it's solitary, just do something by yourself then. Although at this time there is a huge need, shall I say, to want to connect with someone, to just want to hug someone. Yeah, I plan to. For birth, 8th morning, the Amavasya, the Purnima Tithi is gone by 8 in the morning. So, it's 8 to 8 if I'm not mistaken. I'm completely forgetting the time now. And anyway, you have to check according to your local time, Depends where I'm in Bombay City. So, timing for me, I think, is morning 8 to next day 8. It could be Kritika Nakshatra, because I've got just so many tithis I'm trying to remember that sometimes I can forget. Okay, now, very attractive to the opposite sex. So as I said, that there's a need to want to connect with someone. So yeah, till before 9:37 you have the Purnima Tithi on, right? After that, Ekadashi. This is Margashira Ekadashi. Very, very powerful day. Very powerful day to get Ekakshara Ganapati Shaktipat and learn about Ekakshara Ganapati Puja and Padhvati or Upasana. So Gang. I am doing very special Shaktipat, but most seats are booked for that day. I don't think I have any opening on the full moon, but I have one more Chaturthi opening, which is on the 11th. So learning a Kakshara Ganpati is very, very powerful. I don't know. That you have to check Panchang. I have no idea. You have to check Panchang. Check Drik Panchang. So as I was saying, that this is the time we want to connect with someone, we want to be with the opposite sex, and it's also a very powerful time to connect with the opposite sex. If you know the Rohini Nakshatra people, they have no problem connecting with the opposite sex. They are very, very attractive, you know. So at this point, because you know there's Margashira Purnima in this particular nakshatra, we all will get a bit of that energy. So we are suddenly attractive, right? We are attractive to the opposite sex. So, you know, people looking to go on dates, looking to find somebody, a really good time actually. Really good time to go out there, find someone. I mean, really, the kind of questions you ask. Kali, help you in dating, help yourself in dating, find somebody who wants to date you. And if no one wants to date you, then I doubt even Kali can help you. I mean, you've come with your set of karmas, right? So, we will all be attractive to the opposite sex. So, more compliments, uh, gifts. Some people may even get gifts if it's happening in the 11th house, like wow, boom. Ninth house, boom. Also, you know, who knows, you can get good gifts this day. Very prosperous nakshatra, very fertile nakshatra, and of course Taurus is very fertile and prosperous. Rohini is very fertile and very prosperous. So I am not gonna, again, where can you find real Tantra Guru? It's so silly that you're asking me this. I'm teaching people this. So, I mean, why are you asking me such irrelevant questions? God, I mean, the live shows, I haven't come live for a while. It's getting harder to look at the questions that people ask, honestly. So, very prosperous. It's a beneficent nakshatra, benefic nakshatra. Most planets do well here, okay, if they are benefics. And the malefic planets, however, they create a negative and opposite energy of Rohini. So abundance can suddenly make you feel insecure, like lack of abundance. Even if you have money or making money, it's suddenly you can feel like it's not enough. So insecurities. So malefic planets, and because of that Mars being conjunct, and especially if you have like a malefic planet in your birth chart being under the gaze of Mars, who's say a malefic for you, then yes, problems can escalate. So most benefic planets are going to thrive for people who have benefic planets in Rohini. Now, sadly, this is kind of like, yes, it is, moon's nakshatra, it is moon's navamsa, but it could impact us emotionally, and our thoughts could be all over the place, very turbulent. So the seas of our mind could be like, we can expect a storm to come and disrupt the calm seas of our mind, right? So that's something to think of. Moon, sadly, in this fourth pada, can give complications, okay? Can give complications, and Ketu does really bad. So if you've got a Ketu sitting over here right now, with this Margashira Purnima and Mars on it, then you can expect complications. A very good time to wear Rudraksh, especially if you have Ketu, a malefic Ketu in Rohini. As I said, Ketu in Rohini is malefic. So for those people who have a Ketu in Rohini, wear a Rudraksh. Drop me an email if you're interested to procure high quality energized Rudraksh. Puja will be done for 3 days on it. Then drop me an email. All right. Okay. So we've got what is the myth of Rohini? Let us understand that. So Rohini, all the nakshatras are like 27 wives of the moon, right? And Rohini is the moon's favorite. So when every single, wife he spends, and Rohini's opposite is Jeshta, where we have the sun or on Taurus, right? So we have Jeshta as the elder, and we have Rohini, who is the most glamorous wife of the moon. So moon tends to spend most time with Rohini. So this is something to think about, because you know why? Because Rohini has tremendous charm. This is what I'm talking about, that you have a presentation and you want to give that presentation. I mean, unless you, of course, have complete malefic planets in Rohini and you have not been able to balance this energy. But for most of us at this point, our charm quotient will be high. So, like, I should be on YouTube doing a video, for instance, right? You should be doing something where you need all the support, all the charm you can get, right? And the planets are providing that for us, right? I will. So all this kind of stuff that's happening right now is we are kind of irresistible, okay? And so we have this charm that is available to us, the artistry, available to us. Now, when we do the second pada I told you is, I don't understand that question at all. Rohini and Kali. Rohini is a nakshatra and Kali is a deity, is Adi Shakti. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Okay, so Rohini, second pada is the best placement of the moon. It's moon's exaltation. And that the pada starts from 10 degrees of Taurus to 2320 of Taurus. This is all four padas of Rohini fall in Taurus. So Rohini, in a sense, is the pinnacle of Taurian energy. Is a very pinnacle of the Rohini energy, And the best thing to do right now is, and the degree where it's happening is 22 degrees, pada 4. And the moon, if let me tell you a little bit from Brihad Samhita, that when the moon is in 16 to 20 degrees, the native will be devoted, good habits, charitable, talented at math. So if you have a child who is born in this particular pada, you will see that they are very good at math. And so moon at 22, very rich, all right, and able to know people's nature and predict events. So there's a psychic component to these last degrees, moon at 22 degrees according to Brihad Samhita. So being rich, abundance is something we can invite into our life right now. The universe is opening up to give us that thing. And we've got the ability to kind of like discern the future. Okay, we can ascertain people's motives. Okay, we can ascertain what's going on in their mind, in their heart, right? So this is important to understand. And predict events. So just sitting with the tarot can be very good. By the way, I'm launching my tarot class again, which I had stopped. I teach you all the 78 cards of the tarot, one card a day, through a small video and through a write-up. So if you're interested to join my tarot class, you don't have to want to be a tarot reader to want to join. If you want to work with archetypal imagery, stuff that's primordial, and tune into your intuition, this would be a good course for you. So we've got Mars exactly conjunct the moon at 22. So we know the Navamsas of Rohini. I've already got a Nakshatra video on Rohini. I've got to still complete the last few. The Rohini Nakshatra has 4 padas: Aries Navamsa, Taurus Navamsa, Gemini Navamsa, Cancer Navamsa, right? So Aries Navamsa is ruled by Mars, Taurus Navamsa is ruled by Venus, Gemini Navamsa is ruled by Mercury, and Cancer Navamsa is ruled by the Moon. And we are having this lunation, and Mars is right now in the Navamsa of Cancer, and that is Mars's fall position, detriment, Mars afflicted. So, and Mars is retrograde, right? So, what can we say? A lot of fighting, right? A lot of like quarrels with people. Maybe you're having a beautiful dinner and then suddenly just someone says something inappropriate, and that's it. Everything just sparks up. So, that's something to think of. And there's definitely going to be some kind of stomach upsets if you're not careful, and even if you're having even if you're doing fine dining, have to be careful not to overeat, although there will be a hankering to overeat and indulge in sweet things. Rohini loves food. Rohini loves to eat. Rohini natives are really foodies, as we call them. So on this day, there will be this need that we want to eat a lot of food. We want to eat a lot of spicy food. Mars is there, and ultimately we'll end up eating it, and then bam, we have a stomach upset, dysentery, a dyspepsia, something like that can happen. Okay, so be mindful. Of course, go for fine dining, but be careful of what you eat. Okay. Now, for people with mother wounds, too much moon energy, I told you. Moon's Nakshatra, Moon's Navamsa, Moon is with Mars. Although traditionally Moon and Mars are friends though, so there's that acceptance there. But still, I'll tell you something, mother issues are going to flare up. Fight with the mother, or any kind of abandonment issues if you've had, say, your mom abandoned you, or you just couldn't get along with your mother. All of that stuff is just gonna surface. You're gonna want to talk that out, and that could create its own set of problems. Okay, so think before you just randomly decide to do something. Think, okay, and mothering, for those women suffering with postpartum depression, or just suffering from some kind of trauma after childbirth, or to those moms who have lost their children, my heart goes out to you. But at this point, the concept of you as a mother, and for men it's going to be you as a nurturer. Okay, so this idea, and what you have understood by mothering, by caring for someone, something, that is gonna confront you, like it can shed some light. So for some people, children are going to be very important right now, and the role of you as a nurturer, the role of you as a caregiver, okay, all of this, and you're going to have to focus on that. You're going to have to face whatever it is that you need to face, so keep that in mind. Now, Moon Mars are forming Chandra Mangala Yoga, which I said it's a very auspicious yoga to build wealth. And I already announced in my group that I'm going to be doing a ritual this day for wealth enhancement, and the donation to be included is $11, okay, USD. So if you are interested to get a little ritual done by me, then drop me an email, and you can book a place for yourself to be included in that ritual for just as little as $11. So this Chandra Mangala Yoga is a very powerful, and I told you riches are available. There are Rohini money, Taurus money, right, and all of this. But this Chandra Mangala Yoga is very powerful for wealth creation. There are certain mudras that I will hold, certain mantras that I will chant, certain fire rituals, certain water rituals that I will be doing to, of course, astrology is not how shall I say, it's not religion based, and Hinduism is not a religion, honestly. All right, I'll check. So Hinduism is not a religion actually. It's a way of life. It's a system. Anyone can join this system. System of ancient knowledge. No matter what religion you come from. This mantra is science. Think of kymatics. Think of invoking deity in fire. Fire is alive. All the, when you look at the big world, right, and you see all these things inanimate around us, and you think that this is not life, that's not life. But when you go into the quantum world, you see that the way the atoms, the quarks, the way they interact with one another when there is no observer present, then you immediately understand that all of these things are alive. These atoms are alive. So stay as positive as a proton, right? Stay as positive as a proton. So this huge opportunities for wealth enhancement. Now here I'm going to give you a little tip for free. Thank me later. I did a course on Bach flower remedies many years ago. I did a course on Bach flower remedies. So write impatience 520. These are frequential Bach flower remedies. Impatience, IMPATIENS 520. Impatience 520 is a very powerful Bach flower remedy with a sacred code. And write that either on your left thigh or on your left hand. If you're wearing a long, don't show it to anyone and don't tell anyone you've written it. Now before this Amavasya exacts, which is 7th for me, I don't know when that's the timeline for you, but before this Amavasya, this Purnima, I keep saying Amavasya, sorry, before this Purnima exacts, you write impatience 520. Try taking a bath, putting on some nice clothes and just a dab of perfume. As I said, if you don't put chemical perfumes, no problem. Just melt some wax and essential oils, and you can just pat your right here, a bit over here, right? And keep your house smelling nice, light some incense, diffuse some oil in the diffuser. Just keep a very neat house. So I suggest use the 6th to clean up your house. Everything that is unnecessary, every place that is dirty, everything. Like I have to get up and start scrubbing my fans. It's got so crazy. And I've been trying to clean work. And I'm suggesting to you guys, start this on the 6th. Clean out your house, sage your house, or light incense if you hate sage. You can even burn bay leaves and just take the smoke around the house. You can just say air, fire, water, earth, cleanse, dismiss, dispel. Air, fire, water, earth, cleanse, dismiss, dispel. Alright, if you don't know any mantras. If you have been initiated, use your Mula mantra. And then once that is done, you take a nice bath. You wear something red if possible, if not, then wear other Venusian colors or wear the other white, silver. Very powerful thing, astrological metal remedy would be to wear a silver ring. I've ordered mine, and actually my ring had already come, a chubby little silver ring, but it was too small for my finger, so I had to return it. And my jeweler is, hopefully I will get it before, I don't know, maybe, but a silver ring on this finger really enhances the luck bringing energy. Okay, so that's something to think of. Silver ring you can also buy and wear. Now, where am I? Okay, now as I was saying that huge wealth enhancing opportunities. But let's now get to some of the other transits that are happening this month, and you will not believe it. So Mercury, right, enters Sagittarius. Already entered Sagittarius. Is December 3rd. Is December 3rd. All right, and on December 2nd, Mercury exited Gandanta. Gandanta is, when you're crossing over a water sign like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and you have the last degree, and the planet is going through that last degree in darkness and swimming through nothingness. That is Gandanta. So Mercury was Gandanta and has now entered Sag. Although Mercury and Jupiter are not particularly friendly. Okay. Oh, I thought I was lost there. All right. So, Sun is in Jeshta during this time. For people who have their Sun or Moon in Jeshta, lots of changes, lots of changes, and a very good time to get into spiritual practice, very good time to get pujas done. Okay, Uchishta Ganapati puja done. Now Mars enters Rohini December 4th, so yes, Venus is in Sagittarius. This is happening December 5th, so December 4th Venus is in Gandanta. Now Mercury went through that Gandanta, and now Venus is going through that Gandanta. So there, we've got like a little bit of complications with money, love, la la la. And today is fourth or fifth. I've completely forgotten. If it's the fifth, then Venus is in Sagittarius. If this is the fourth, I don't know. Is it the fourth or the fifth? Can anybody say? I have no idea. Sometimes this happens to me, and I completely lose the timeline. Mars is opposite the Sun December 8th. So you see how it's leading. Sixth, we have, okay, fourth. So Venus is in Gandanta. Lovers will not respond to you. Complications with money. Love, fourth. Perfect. So Venus is in Gandanta. Very, very Om Drang Ring Drong Sa Shukraya Namaha. Venus is so amazing. Venus, the guru of the Asuras. And Venus, the only one with Sanjeevani Vidya. Sanjeevani Vidya. What is Sanjeevani Vidya? The ability to resurrect one from death. Who has it? Venus, Shukra. So Sanjeevani Vidya. Very powerful. So Gandanta Venus, don't get into any controversies with your lover. It's too much to read. Too much to read. If you guys want to book a tarot reading, astrology, I haven't started yet because astrological reports are like I study 7 to 8 charts, and it takes me 7 to 8 days to 15 days to study a chart. It's too much work. But I am doing tarot reading for people, $150, all questions answered. Drop me an email if you want to be a part of that. Also drop me an email if you want to be a part of the wealth enhancement ritual for Chandramangala Yoga. Now, Jupiter is in Pisces. We just spoke about two main planets going into Sagittarius. Who rules Sagittarius? Jupiter. Jupiter is in his home in Pisces, right? Direct now. And also not a part of Papkartari Yoga, that Jupiter hemmed in between two malefics. Papkartari Yoga is over. Now we've got Jupiter at 5 degree Uttara Bhadrapada. Ooh. And Saturn is in Capricorn, 26 degrees. So this Mars and Sun opposition, what can we expect? Yes, we have the Chandramangala Yoga, but if you're not, using the Sun energy correctly, if you're not using the solar energy correctly, then you're going to miss out a lot. So Surya invocation, and I teach this in a workshop. So if you're interested to learn how to balance, in fact, I teach all the planet balance, all the planets balancing each planet. So you can drop me an email if you're interested. Difficulty in directing energy because of this Sun in Jeshta and opposite this Mars in Rohini. Difficulty in directing energy, wastefulness, slothfulness, right? Pursuit of unnecessary nonsense, diverting from soul's evolution, diverting from real life solid goals, lacking drive to do something, to achieve something. Great, my sari has opened at the back. Okay. Okay. Conflicts, wasting energy, wasting resources, assault, rapes could happen, ego clashes, bad, arguments. Many people, especially Jeshta moon people, are going to be in a combative mood, fight mode on, combat mode on. So tremendous ego clashes. Drop your ego outside. Don't carry your ego to a room with your friends, with your loved ones. Drop your ego, honestly. You're going to be very proud. The sun in Jeshta opposite Mars and moon in Rohini, pride before a fall, literally. Okay, now without further ado, let us start on the tarot reading. As I said, Tina Heals is back reading tarot for her clients, which had stopped for about a year, but I'm back. So if you want, not astrology, okay, I'm not doing charts as yet, but tarot is back again. So let's delve straight into this. Yeah, so we've got Aries, and I'm not going to start discussing the houses because I've already done a bit of that discussion. Go back into the video once the live is over, and we are going to do a nice mantra before we start. Aries, miser, the miser card, holding on too much, not letting go, not growing the way you should be. And look, Aries, Taurus is your second house of money. So maybe you're not getting the money or the support to do what you want to do. Or you're being very, very miserly with your money. Second house illuminates with this Margashira Purnima. Time to not hold on so possessively. Let go. All right, Taurus, first house. What do we have here? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Beautiful. 10 of Cups. Family, buying a house, celebration. There's some very good muhurtas for purchasing house and a car. If you're interested to find out about when is the correct time to buy your house, drop me an email. Beautiful. Some of you are buying house, your dream house, marrying the person you love, pregnancy. Pregnancy happening for many Taurians. All right, Geminis. 12th house, yeah. Wow, we had 7 of Cups in reverse, which is good. Because this Gemini, you've been running around, wasting your energy, spending your energy doing too many things, right? But you're not concentrating, you're not focusing. And with this Margashira Purnima, you will be able to take a deep breath, release that wasteful energy of following every single thing, reverse. You're now ready to focus. Okay. 11th house, Cancerians. Quite a blessing if you ask me. And look what the tarot says. Six of swords. You are moving away from turbulence. You're moving away from something distressing. For some of you, this has been a real challenge. All right? A real challenge. All right. But you're moving away. You're moving away from turbulence. Okay? So now, 10th house. Who do we have? Oh, Leo. Me. All right? So, Queen of Wands. Leo, this is us. This is the lioness. Replete with her sensual energy, complete with her power, her magnetism, her, I think we'll do very well with our career coming up with this Margashira Purnima. Many of us Leos will get noticed for all the work we are doing. Yes. All right, Virgo, 9th house. There is a Badhak component to the 9th house. We know that, but I personally believe that 2 of Swords, Virgs. So this is, you don't have all the answers. You don't have clarity on which directionality to take. So best to just wait it out. Okay, let this Amavasya bring, Purnima bring to you the necessary light that is needed. So yeah, things are gonna get things are gonna be clearer. You will see. All right, now moving on to Libra, 8th house. Yeah, patience, patience, patience. Right? You're working hard, I know, and sometimes it feels like it's not happening. Libra, fret not. Venus's movement into Sag is gonna be good for you. Okay, it's gonna be good for you because if you've made the right, situations when Venus was in your second house, it's gonna get better. Believe me. All right. Now, wait, be patient. You're building what you need to build, Libra. Don't get stressed. Scorpio, 7th house, open enemies, spouse. Uh, so, yeah, you can opt for your own tarot reading. It's $150. Drop me an email. As I was saying, I've completely forgot. Where were we? Scorpio, right? 7th house, open enemies, spouse. Listen to your intuition. Something about your business partner, about your wife, about your open enemies is hidden, is not out in the open. But just take a deep breath and listen to your intuition. Okay, very good time for you guys to get a tarot reading because every time I see this moon card pop up and we're talking about illumination, it's like it just clarifies things. Okay, who do we sad? You guys are getting something huge because, you know, we've got 6th house though. It's a malefic house, okay? Hidden enemies, health, diet. But you've got that Venus. Venus is in Gandanta entering, right, tomorrow. And you've got Mercury just came in, fourth, like, hi. So good times to express yourself, Sag. And there is something very karmic that will take place. Something very, very karmic that will take place during this Margashira Purnima. My love to you and support to you. There's also the card of Pluto, by the way. So it's definitely something, if you look through Vedic astrology, Pluto is still in your second house of money. So chances that you can enhance your money. All right, who do we have? Did we do Capricorn? No, I think we did Sag. So we got Capricorn, right? 5th house. Let's see. This is a nice house. Children in focus, of course. Okay, this is a good card. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse. It means that you have felt very abandoned by some of your teammates and maybe even your family. Maybe by your children. Maybe your children have done something that's really hurt you. But this Purnima, this full moon, brings the possibility to forgive that abandonment. To even if you can't forgive the real person, you forgive that situation that happened, because if you don't, you're carrying all of that dead weight energy and it's just going to hurt you. Forgiveness is your key word, Capricorn. Now we've got Aquarius, 4th house, big deal, family, foundations, never easy. A very, very, 10s have been popping up. Do you guys see? 10 of Swords. So it's not as bad as it looks. You're not dead or anything. It means that you are ready to end a very painful cycle. I have Aquarius moon, so yeah, I get it. So you're ready to close a very painful cycle that had to do with family, that had to do with abandonment, that had to do with people stealing from you, taking what's not theirs to take, rightfully disowning you, not accepting you. And it has to do with your family, and this is driving you crazy in a way. All right, Pisces, 3rd house, nice one. Let's see. A time of lamentations, Pisces, as you crying over things that you can do nothing about. Crying over the past is not gonna work. you have to accept that. You have to accept what's gone is gone. But if you don't pay attention to what's standing, how can you be so sure that they will keep standing forever? To understand what is gone, to hold those memories, precious they are, yes, but to also know when to not mope, when to not, let everything go, because you can't accept the past. Acceptance, my friend, is a very, very important lesson of Margashirsha Purnima. Acceptance. So, having said that, became much longer than I thought. Uh, Take care. Bye bye. Drop me an email to book your tarot reading. $150 for a limited period. Get answers to all your queries. Tons and tons of information and wealth enhancement ritual coming up. Only for $11. Be included, as well as book release on Sri Vidya. Sri Vidya book releases on the 10th. Okay, $18. Welcome. $18, and of course don't forget to book your very own puja, remedy pujas for all the planets and for my Ishtadevata Chishta Ganpati. Book Dasha Mahavidya workshops as well as Dasha Mahavidya remedies. Learn all about the deity, the Devi Lalita Tripura Sundari through Sri Vidya. So drop me an email, tina@tinaheals.com, and please join my WhatsApp group. The number is there somewhere on my community board. Join that, and see you. All right. Thank you. Bye.